Hi there, I'm Dennis Richardson, and I'm excited to share that I've announced my candidacy to be Oregon's next Secretary of State. I'm kicking off with the support of thousands of Oregonians who in the last year have shared their concerns for Oregon with me in personal conversations and on social media. I've given this a lot of thought, and I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and go back to work. First, let me just say I appreciate those who have said that they would support me if I wanted to run again for governor. Now, one of the reasons I ran for governor was to expose the corruption and deny John Kitzhaber a fourth term. Well, in a roundabout way, we did that. Our campaign called him out on his unethical behavior. We pointed out the hundreds of millions of dollars that were wasted on projects like Cover Oregon and the Columbia River crossing. These are projects that never got off the ground. We raised concerns about Sylvia Hayes' conflict of interest at Mahonia Hall. And I personally called for a federal investigation to come in and review the situation, which is now happening. Now, while I would have been honored to have been our governor, I believe that sometimes things happen for a reason. In the wake of the Kitzhaber scandal, it was so disappointing to see that nothing of substance has been done to clean up the corruption, and the legislature failed to pass meaningful ethics reform. A year has passed, and public records requests are still being withheld from the media. And what happened to the whistleblowers? They were punished and paid off, rather than applauded for coming forward to protect their real bosses, the taxpayers. After a year of watching little change in the behavior of Oregon's elite leaders, and after months of personal reflection, I've come to realize that the best place I can serve is in the role of Oregon's Secretary of State. So what will I do as our next Secretary of State? I'll use the audit authority to find government efficiencies and make sure our tax dollars are used for their intended purposes. No more will programs be funded by taxpayers only to benefit a few politically connected individuals and be allowed to proceed without oversight at the expense of all Oregonians. For example, business energy tax credits were a $1 billion giveaway, money that could have been spent in our schools or reducing college tuition or helping our most vulnerable citizens. Now the program is in deep scandal, yet the Secretary of State has refused to order a full audit and hold its leaders accountable. I'll open the door to public employee whistleblowers. No longer will government workers have to fear losing their jobs for telling the truth. I will shine a light on the millions of dollars of campaign finance transactions that avoid disclosure by getting reported as miscellaneous cash contributions. It's time to have a real conversation in this state about campaign finance reform. Now, Oregon's minor political parties on the left and on the right have been treated unfairly by the legislature. I'll protect the rights of minor parties and work to ensure that all political parties are granted access to fair, taxpayer-funded primary elections. As head of the Corporations Division, I will roll out the welcome mat to new businesses that are looking to move to Oregon and will lessen the red tape for businesses of all sizes so they can grow and hire more Oregon workers. And finally, I'll work to provide greater access to our public records. No more stonewalling with long delays or asking citizens to pay for records they should have access to on the internet. It's time to open up our state government and show the truth about our government and what it is doing, good and bad. The public has a right to know the truth. And for me, transparency and accountability are fundamental rights of a free people. So I'm excited to be on this path. Things really do happen for a reason. Kitzhaber and some of his political friends are gone, but there's more that we can do. You know, the Secretary of State's job has very limited powers. In this role, it doesn't matter if you're a social conservative or a social liberal. What matters is, am I willing to stand up for accountability, transparency, and open, honest government? These are principles that are important to me, and I will protect all Oregon voters with fair elections. There's simply no room for partisanship in the office that has a responsibility to ensure fair and ethical elections for all Oregonians. I'll support our businesses, large and small. I'll protect the right of all citizens and the press to know what is really going on inside the walls of our government by ensuring open access to government records. I'm ready to serve all of us as our next Secretary of State. I'm blessed to have an amazing wife and a family who are willing to once again support me in making Oregon a place that we all can believe in. If you want to learn more, go to DennisRichardson.com or follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Now, in closing, I believe in Oregon. I believe that together we can restore trust in our state government. And I believe that we can replace corruption, waste, and abuse of power with honest, open, and accountable government that will put our beautiful state back on the right path. I'm asking for you to believe in me and help me become Oregon's next Secretary of State. Thank you.